In Ireland, the mermaid is seen kind of as bad luck, bad omen. So let's say if this fella here now, Seamus O'Flaherty, was the skipper of a ship, captain of a ship, and he was sailing his ship out of the port one morning, and he saw a mermaid down in the bay. He'd be well advised now to turn his boat around and go home.
Now, whether I'd have the cop on to do that, that's another story.
Yeah, well alas, the captain in this story, he doesn't have the cop on either, because he doesn't heed the warning, he just keeps going. And it's a very sad tale. A couple of days later, the ship runs aground, and the captain and the crew are all lost at sea. Yeah, so that's what we would call a happy Irish folk song.
We poor sailors go skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, below, below. The landlubbers lie down below. It was Friday morning when we set sail. We were not far from the land, when our captain espied a mermaid so fair, with a comb and a glass in her hand. And the ocean waves to roll, and the stormy winds to blow. Then I spoke to the cook on a gallant ship and crazy old butcher was he, and he says, I care so much more for my pots and my pans than I do for the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves to roll, and the stormy winds to blow. And we poor sailors go singing at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, below, below. The landlubbers lie down below. Then up spoke the cabin boy on our gallant ship, the fine-spoken cabin boy would see.
Was made famous by a very well-known whistle player called Mary Bergen. She's an absolute monster when it comes to whistle playing. And the third one's called The Lively Wagtail. It was composed in Connemara by a man called Marcus Hernan, an absolutely brilliant flute player and whistle player. Yeah, he's brilliant. So we're going to give these ones a go. And I promise I'll try not to slap him with my gloves or anything like that, or throw any punches, fisticuffs at him or anything like that.
Fisticuffs. It's a very old-fashioned kind of word, isn't it?
Alright, so there we go. Where have you been all day, Henry, my son? Where have you been all day, my beloved one? Away in the meadow, away in the meadow, make my bed. I've a pain in my head, and I want to lie down. What
What did you have to eat, Henry, my son? What did you have to eat, my beloved one? Poison beans, make my bed. I've a pain in my head, and I want to lie down.
What color were the beans, Henry, my son?
What will you leave your children, Henry, my son? What will you leave your children, my beloved one? The keys to heaven, the keys to heaven. Make my bed, I've a pain in my head, and I want to lie down. What will
Email address and in your name, and we'll try and get an email out to you every so often and let you know what we're doing. And yeah, I think that's about it. The other thing that I'm supposed to say now is we're on social media. If anyone is on social media, then you can follow us on nearly every social media platform. Half of them I'm not even aware of.
On one side, kind of over there, and then there's a small little field, little garden in the middle, and I live on the other side, yeah, over there. So there's a bit of separation, thank God for that. But like we were saying, we used to visit each other's houses a lot when we were growing up, and meet up to play music and learn music, usually after school or at the weekend or something like that. We'd pack up the instruments and off we'd go over the mountain and play some tunes for the evening or whatever. Now, for the likes of this fella, Mr. Michael Coult, now he has it easy when he's trying to get around with the whistle. You know, you can pop the whistle right down in the pocket. So this is off he goes, off he goes. I must tell you a very short story about Mike. He's not going to be happy with me, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So he said earlier on, we were out in Wisconsin, and it was, my God, it was cold. I think it was minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. It was cold. But we were doing a lovely gig in a place called Hill Point. It was a Hill Point. Hill Point in Wisconsin, and we were telling this story anyway, and the door to the outside world was kind of over there beside Mike. As we were telling this story, Mike kind of went to walk out towards the door, and a man in the front row said, "Don't go out there, you're going to freeze your whistle off." And then myself and Seamus stood up and we shook the man's hand. So we're going to play a few tunes. Seamus and myself will kick it off on this one. This is a set we put together and we named it after that mountain, Unwheeling. So it's a jig and two reels. Hope you like it.
thousands of Irish people who had to leave the country down through the centuries in times of hardship to kind of cross the ocean and start a new life in a new country in search of work in order to provide for their family. So it's a gorgeous song that has a chorus, a kind of real chorus throughout the song, and it says "U Connemara that tuimi wim road o machuvna is o machri," and that translates into "Oh Connemara, you've been gone from my heart and from my memory for far too long." And it's one of our favourite lines in the whole song, because I suppose that's what would have been on the minds of the many immigrants that had to leave the country as they started their new life in a foreign country. But it's a gorgeous song, and it's one of our favourite stories to tell, favourite songs to sing at gigs in Gaelic. So we're going to give this one a go. It's one called Connemara, and we hope you enjoy it.
in the first half. And like I was saying, he's looking very snazzy now all together this evening, Mr. Michael Coote. So if you want to get a nice snap of mic and then send it to us, that'd be mighty.
Thank you, Kieran. Anyway, I'm sure you all felt like dancing to that beautiful music by Mike on the flute there. It was absolutely brilliant. I think you can get another round of applause there. We're very young, so to carry on the tradition when you're older. But the unfortunate thing about Seamus singing is, well, it's not all songs, but a lot of the songs seem to revolve around two predominant themes. One of them is love, and the other is death. Do you sing Seamus as well? Yeah, death, unfortunately. And I was kind of trying to think of what song I would include in the setlist tonight. And I was like, look, Valentine's Day is less than a month ago, everybody's still in great form after that, and the weather was great and everybody's in a great mood. So obviously I came to the conclusion that I should sing a song about death. And he tells her that he was poisoned. And the person that poisoned him was none other than his own wife. She fed him a poisoned eel for breakfast. There's kind of a few questions going on there, but the main question is, why was he eating an eel for breakfast? I don't know. Anyway, he doesn't have much time left, so he decides to cite his will. So he starts off by saying that he's going to leave the keys of his stable to his father, his precious jewels to his mother, and his instruments to his children, so that they can carry on his legacy in his absence. And then he gets to his wife, and obviously the wife has to be on the will. He doesn't really have anything material to leave her, so he decides to leave her a wish. And that wish is that she shall spend an eternity in hell, and that the gates of heaven should be closed on her forever. He was actually a very romantic man. But yeah, no, this song is normally regarded as a very serious song. It's some really strong emotions and a very serious story, so we're going to give it to you. It's one called It's Here in the Wrangle by the Lord Wrangle. I hope you enjoy it.
Certainly not least, on the Celtic harp, power on the whistle and vocals, my own next door neighbour. And for one last little bit of Irish dancing, the amazing Mr. Seamus O'Donnell. Now at this hour of the evening, usually Seamus gets a bit shy and he needs a little bit more persuasion if you'd like to see one last little bit of Irish dancing.
I'd love to get up there. Like I have a couple of friends, Cape Breton or whatever, and Nova Scotia and stuff like that, but I haven't really been up there with the